Hi, today we're going to be talking about sustainable living in your house, and whatever your circumstances are, whether you're living at home or renting, one of the best ways that you can be more sustainable is by reducing your energy and your water consumption at home. The more energy you use, the bigger your carbon footprint. So the best way to make sure you're being sustainable is to have a really good look at your energy usage and your water usage. And it will not only be better for your wallet, but also better for the planet as well. So you might be wondering, what areas in the house are the biggest users of energy? In the house, heating and cooling accounts for the biggest amount of energy, and that's closely followed by appliances. So we're going to look at these two things first. So with heating and cooling, what you'll probably find is that most houses in Australia are boiling hot in summer and freezing cold in winter. So you might want to have a think about how often you use your heater and your air conditioning. One of the simplest things you can do is to look at the temperature that you set your thermostat to during winter and during summer. So in summer, you want to have that temperature around 25 degrees, which might seem quite hot, but relative to the outside temperature, it's quite cool and it will use far less energy in your house. When it comes to winter time, you want to drop that thermostat down to between 19 to 21 degrees. Once again, it might seem cool, but you want to concentrate on having the house gently warming up throughout the day instead of getting home at night and cranking up the heater. Another thing you can do is to have a look on your remote control and see whether it has a timer. And if it does, get familiar with how to use it, because you might want to set the heating to come on quite early in the morning before you hop out of bed, or set it to come on when you get home from work, and also switch off before you go to bed at night. So when it comes to using your heater, you want to make sure that it's really well maintained. A heater that's not running efficiently won't keep you warm, and it will use far more energy in trying to work as it is. So if you're renting, you can chat to your landlord about having the heater serviced to make sure that it's working properly. Or if you're in your own home, have a read through the instruction manual and just make sure that you're following the guidelines so that your heater is well maintained and the air filters are vacuumed. Something else you can do that's really simple, that doesn't cost any money, is making sure you close off doors to rooms that you don't need to heat. And also, you might not need to heat the whole room if you make sure that you lay it up, or you're using an electric blanket or even an electric throw rug on your couch. So there's some really simple, cheap ways that you can make sure you're staying warm throughout winter without it costing the earth. When it comes to summer, there's quite a few different ways that you can cool down your house without necessarily turning on the air conditioner. So in Albany, you can make use of nature's cooling system. We do get a prevailing sea breeze during the summer months, so maybe have a think about the way that your windows are orientated, and the windows that are open to the east and also to the south are going to be your best bet in summer. So don't forget to open them up and let through a nice cool breeze. The other thing you can do is make sure you use your window coverings to shade the external windows. If you've got some sort of covering on the outside of the window, that's even better. It cuts down the amount of heat entering your home. But otherwise, blinds or curtains inside will do just fine during the hot part of the day. And remember, if you've got a ceiling fan, that's an excellent way of cooling down your house if there's no sea breeze, and it uses far less energy than the air conditioner. So during winter time, a lot of the energy that you're using to heat your house can be lost if you've got drafts in your house. So one of the best things that you can do is to check your house, probably on a windy day, to see where the airflow is coming from and the ways that you might be able to reduce that airflow. So it could be something as simple as using door snakes down the bottom of your drawers to keep out the cold weather. Or if you're wanting something that's a bit more of a permanent solution, you can actually get weather strips and have them installed permanently. But don't forget, if you're renting, that's something that you would need to check with your landlord first. As the second biggest user of energy in your home, it's well worth having a look at your appliances and checking how efficient they are. One of the things that might help you with this is to see whether your appliances like your fridges, washing machines, dishwashers already have an energy rating label on there. The energy rating label is really useful because it gives you an indication of how efficient that appliance is. So you'll notice at the top here, there's a number of stars, and the more stars that there are, the more efficient that the appliance is. You'll also notice that there's an energy consumption label on your fridge or your freezer or your other appliances, and it gives you in kilowatt hours per year the consumption of energy of the particular appliance that you're looking at. If your old fridge is just about on its last legs and you do need to replace it, and you go to the shop and you're having a look and you're confused about what model to buy, looking at the energy star rating label is something that might help you with your decision-making process. What you'll probably notice is that generally the models that are more efficient are more expensive up front, but if you consider that you're going to have that appliance for quite a long time, say for a fridge, 10 years, then the payback period is going to be there for you, and you're going to know that your energy consumption and your carbon emissions through that energy consumption is going to be far less. So it's definitely worth making sure that you can get the most efficient model that you can afford. And when you compare between models, make sure that they are apples for apples. So if you're looking at fridges, you want to make sure the litre size are the same over a number of models. So for more information about the energy rating label, you can have a look at the website, which is www.energyrating.gov.au. When it comes to lighting, there's some really simple ways that you can reduce energy consumption in your household. Have a look at the light bulbs in the rooms in your house and just see whether they're LED or whether they're regular light bulbs. If you're renting, you might want to consider buying your own LED bulbs, and when you move out of that house later on, you can actually uninstall those light bulbs and take them with you. Some other easy fixes sometimes are just your own behaviours, so just making sure that you turn the lights off when you leave the room, and also have a look at your outside lights because they're really easy to forget and leave them on, and they can actually use up a lot of electricity as well. And during the day, just making sure that you're really using as much natural light as possible, so making sure you open up your curtains and turn off your light bulbs to save on electricity during the day. Having a water efficient shower head in your bathroom can make a really big difference to how much water that you're saving. So have a look at your shower head. The more stars that the shower head label has on it, the more efficient it'll be and the less water it will use. Leaky taps are annoying to listen to and they're a massive waste of water. Something that you can do if your taps are leaking are to replace the washers. Generally, this is a very easy fix and will make sure that you are not wasting water. Toilets can also be quite wasteful, and it's really important to check for leaks if you suspect that your toilet might be constantly running. If you're hearing a noise, there's an easy way that you can check. You can use some food colouring, and it's as simple as putting a couple of drops into the cistern and then letting that go for about half an hour. After half an hour, come back, have a look, and if you find that the food colouring is in the toilet, then you know that you have a leaky cistern. If you're renting, you might want to speak to your landlord about this and find out the best way that you can have that toilet fixed up.